Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students and welcome back. Dear students, today we are going to start our new chapter, that is diffusion and osmosis. Dear students, in this chapter we will mainly cover these two topics, and as we all know that in living things there are situations in which diffusion and osmosis mostly occurs. So let's begin with our today's topic, that is diffusion. I'll start with the definition of the diffusion. Diffusion is basically the net movement of molecules from region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. Remember students, it is the net movement of molecules from higher concentration to the lower concentration. So, as we can see in this picture, there are molecules which are shown with the blue marker. Here you can see the higher concentration of the molecules, and here you can see the lower concentration of the molecules. As there is a higher concentration, the molecules tend to move towards the lower concentration of the molecules. Here you can see the concentration of the molecules which is very high, and here you can see the concentration of molecules which is very low. So the molecules will move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. So this is all about the diffusion. After diffusion, here you can see in this box, the molecules are evenly distributed here. There is no higher and lower concentration, but the molecules are moving at random pace in an equilibrium. So through diffusion the molecule moves from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Let's go for some examples of the diffusion, starting with the perfume. That the perfume, the molecules present inside that bottle, they are highly concentrated, and the concentration of the molecules is very high inside this bottle. Whenever I open this bottle and spray this, the molecules will come into the concentration where there may be no molecules of this perfume are present, and they are maybe present in a very low concentration. So they will move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Similarly, whenever your mother cooks biryani for you in the kitchen and you are studying back in your room, the aroma of that biryani that comes in your room, that occurs through the phenomena that is diffusion. So these are some of the examples of the diffusion. Similarly, in human body, any living organism, like that could be a plant, that could be an animal, there are situations in which the molecules move from higher concentration to the lower concentration. For example, in our external environment, in this room, the oxygen present at higher concentration, and in my body that oxygen is consumed, and in my body the concentration of the molecules of oxygen is very low. So the molecules of the oxygen, they comes from the environment in my body, and the concentration of the molecules of the oxygen molecules try to be at a level so that I can live. That oxygen could be used for the cellular processes. Similarly, whenever we do respiration, oxygen goes into our lungs and the carbon dioxide comes out of our mouth, our lungs. That also occurs through the phenomena that is diffusion. So diffusion basically is a phenomena through which molecules can transport from one place to another place. Here you can see in this example, in this picture, the molecules that move from this place to this place. So this is how the molecules transported from one place to another place with the help of with this phenomenon that is diffusion. So there are some factors which affect the rate of diffusion, and these factors are mainly concentration gradient, temperature, size of the molecule, and the surface area. First of all, the concentration gradient. That means if the concentration of the molecules is very high, diffusion rate will be very high also. Here you can see in this case, the molecules are very much concentrated here. They will tend to move more fastly through in this region as they are very high in this region. So steeper the concentration of the molecules, more the rate of concentration, more the rate of diffusion will be. So concentration gradient is basically is the difference between the concentration of the molecules, as you can see in this picture. That is the higher concentration, that is the lower concentration. The difference between the two concentration is basically a concentration gradient. More the concentration of the molecules at one place and lesser the concentration of the molecules at another place, there will more rapid diffusion occur at that place. Okay, I hope you understood this. And the second factor is the temperature. As we all know that the molecules move at random pace at particular speed. As the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the molecule will also increase. As the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the molecules will also increase. So the diffusion rate will also be high, and they will tend to move more fastly. So temperature, how this temperature affect the rate of diffusion. Number 3, the size of the molecules. Dear students, as we all know, the more larger the molecule will be, the lesser will be the rate of diffusion. That means they are inversely proportional. If the size of the molecule is high, it will diffuse slowly, and if the size of the molecule is very small, it will diffuse more fastly. This is how the size of the molecule matters in case of diffusion. And in the end, the surface area. Dear students, surface area is directly proportional to the rate of diffusion. That means if the surface area is high, there will be high chances of the high rate of diffusion. That means the molecules will move more fastly from one place to another place. So these are some of the factors which affect the rate of diffusion. I hope you have understood this lecture, and in the next video we will learn about a special case of diffusion, which is osmosis. Till then, Allah Hafiz, take care.